welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol, and this is a general reading for May 8th to the 14th, 2024. So if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. This is a new channel. I started it 5 months ago. And so if you're coming back, if you've subscribed, I want to say thanks for coming back and thanks for watching my videos. So what are we going to do in today's reading? Well, I'm going to be doing a spread called the Hermit's Lantern, and it is going to be, well, let's take a look first of all before I tell you about it. But let's take a look at the Hermit, because the Hermit is the card in the Major Arcana card that wants us to take the focus off of our exterior world. Because there's so many distractions out there. We're busy people, and we always find more things to fill up our schedule with, and we often find too that, we find things that are going to numb our pain. We find things that are going to help us distract us from our pain. And because the healing journey, and this channel is all about healing, the healing journey is a difficult one. And the Hermit wants to take all our distractions, our focus off outside world, and go inwards, so that we can do some inner work, so that we can look at our shadow, the unconscious part of us, and heal what's buried in our shadow. And so if you are not familiar with the word shadow or shadow work, I left a video in my description box below, and it is a video I've done on my other channel called Carol Cares, and it is a video about how I do shadow work. I've been on my own intensive healing journey from my complex trauma, and my therapy that I do is called it's parts work. And so I put together a video about how to do shadow work, and everything that has helped me along my own journey, I thought I needed to share that with other people. So take a look at that if you're interested in it. And so, yeah, thanks for being here. I thought I picked a deck. I wanted a deck that was really going to reflect, going deep in your shadow, just digging a bit more. And so I really like this black and white deck called Tarot of the Abyss by Tourian. And it just, the picture spoke to me, and I thought, it's new. It's a new deck for me. So I thought, I know it's been out for a bit, but I saw a reader with it, and I just thought, I gotta have that. Looks so interesting, that deck, and it called me. And you'll see me shuffling, but it's still pretty stiff. But we're working on it. So let's go. We're gonna pick out Leah, we're gonna pick out 5 cards. We're gonna get going with this reading. So I'm going to look at what's coming up from your shadow to heal. We're going to look at what the origin of that is. And it's interesting because when I put those two together, sometimes I get the aha moment, and I'll go, oh, okay, I get it now. It just gives me a little bit more about, what's coming up right now, because I look at what's the origin is. And then in the third spot, I'm going to look at how is this showing up? How is this all showing up in your daily life? Because our unconscious, or what's buried in our shadow, when it starts to come up, it's going to have an effect on our life, and especially in our relationships with people. And we don't realize that it's because it's something that we have to heal. When you see these patterns showing up in your life, and the same people, showing up time and time again, or you're getting caught up in the same types of relationships, and you think, well, I don't get this. Why is this always happening to me? And it's because there's something in there to heal. There's something in your unconscious to heal. And then in the fourth position, I look at some guidance from the tarot, how you can heal this, whatever's coming up. And I'm also going to give you a bit of my guidance, and I'll suggest sometimes a video, sometimes a playlist for you that I think would really help you in the situation. If you're resonating with this reading, there'll be some really good videos at the end for you that are taken from my other channel, Carol Cares, as well. And then in the fifth position, we're going to look at, you know, when you do this healing, when you really put it, you know, really put your mind to it, really put an effort into healing what's coming out here today for you. What's the outcome for you? How is it going to change your life? Because, you know, let's face it, this is not an easy journey. And a lot of times we want to give up because we don't think we're getting anywhere. And, but you really are. And so I'm going to show you, you know, how things are going to open up for you once you start dealing with this particular situation. All right, so I'm going to ask the tarot right now to give me 5 cards. And then I'll clarify each number with the Rider-Waite deck here, the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. And yeah, so let's get going here. So let's ask the tarot for what's coming up in Leo's shadow to heal. 1 card, please, for what's coming up in the shadow. You have the Queen of Pentacles comes out. What's the origin of Queen of Pentacles here? Ooh. All right. The Magician. That card hasn't come out today. The Magician is the origin. And how is it showing up in my daily life? I'm going to do that one again. It was just, I tried to, when I first shuffle, there's one that always flies out and I'm thinking, but I know I didn't want that one. Okay, now we're going to start. Number 3, how is it showing up in Leo's daily life? I always find it interesting how tarot readers select certain cards and don't allow others. And oh, that one, see, that one wanted to come out for sure. Maybe it was the same one. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And 4th, how can Leo heal this? 1 flipped. How can Leo heal this? You have the Devil card. The Devil card. In the 5th position, how is this showing? No, not that one. No, how is this going to change Leo's life? What's going to open up here for Leo once we work on this, once we heal this, once we get on the road to healing this? 1 card, please. The 10 of Cups in reverse. The 10 of Cups in reverse. All right. Got our 5 cards. Let's ask for some clarifiers here. 1 or 2 clarifiers for the Queen of Pentacles, please. For the shadow. We have the 6 of Swords showing up. And 1 more, please, for the Queen of Pentacles. Too many there. I just want 1. 1 more, please, for the... Okay. The 10 of Swords in reverse. 2 swords here behind the Queen of Pentacles. The Magician card. 2 clarifiers, please. You have the Hangman. And this Hangman is in reverse. I always have to look. He is in reverse. Yes. Okay. 1 more card here for this Magician and Hangman. One more card, I think. The Hierophant in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which was the 3rd spot, which is what's showing up in your, how is it impacting your daily life? 2 cards for, 2 cards for that. Whew, they came out nicely. Okay, I got the Knight of Pentacles. That's interesting. You have, ooh, that's it. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. And then you have the Star in reverse. So you have Knight of Pentacles twice here. And when that happens, and it's happened, this is about the 3rd time it's happened today. There's definitely, like, the Knight of Pentacles is a big focus for you right now and how it's showing up in your life. So we will discuss that. The Devil, please. 1 or 2 cards to clarify. The devil says he doesn't want any clarifiers. Wow. I don't know if I've gone through this deck and... Oh, there it is. Sometimes it's right at the end. The Seven of Pentacles. All right, and I'm going to ask for one more behind the Seven of Pentacles. If it wants to give me one. Oh, that one flipped. We have the Nine of Pentacles, so 2 Pentacle cards here. All right, and the Ten of Cups in reverse for the outcome here and how it's going to change your life once you do the work. The Ten of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, sorry. 2 cards here. Ten of Cups, 2 clarifiers. Okay, there's one. The High Priestess in reverse. And I don't have any. Usually I have some water here. Okay, one more. That one almost wanted to come out. Here, oh, we have 2 more. We have the High Priestess and the Empress right beside. Very interesting. And finally, the 2 of Cups. Okay, let's begin, Leo. What is coming up from your shadow to heal? Well, you have the Queen of Pentacles as a main card, your first card here. And the Queen, let's look at what queens are. The Queen is the feminine aspect of us. And in all my 4 queens in my deck is the feminine side of us. We have a feminine side and we have a masculine side. And it has nothing to do with gender. We're pretty much in our masculine side. We're living in a patriarchal society where we're very masculine oriented. And the feminine side of us has really been repressed for years. And there are beautiful, beautiful qualities that the feminine side to all of us we have. And she's starting to make a comeback. And she's sitting here with this. It looks like she's opening up this box and she's finding a pentacle here. And what is the pentacle? What is the pentacle? The pentacle is our body. It's our body. Yeah. And I just finished saying that about the patriarchal society, about how we all live for the masculine. The masculine is our ego. It's what we tell ourselves in our head. And so the first thing that's coming up from your shadow is about the body, about getting back into your body, because it sounds like there's been a lot of, head spinning, mental activity going on. And so there really is, I'm wondering, like the Queen of Pentacles could be, has something to do with your health. But the Queen in particular is very much someone that is grounded and someone that lives from their body and lives like their whole life, their whole experience of living is through the body. And they're very much in touch with their emotions. And so I guess what I'm seeing here now, understanding is that you have emotions that are sitting in your shadow that are wanting to be felt. And the 6 of Swords, you have 2 swords coming up here. And so remember I talked about mental energy here. And swords are mental energy. They're everything mental. We think of, they're the belief systems that people told us about ourselves. And so what I'm seeing here is this 6 of Swords here is a card of, in my deck, it's a card of, you can see this gondolier man, I call him, and he's taking this woman, it looks like a woman and a child, to safer waters. You can see these wavy waters on one side and these smooth waters on another. We don't know the story, but it sounds like there's something to do with safety here. Something to do with safety is coming up here for you. Something about emotions, expressing your emotions, and safety. The Ten of Swords comes in reverse right after the 6. And the Ten of Swords is a card of, you're very much, in an upright position. It's just mean these swords, you're pretty much done. You're at the end of your cycle, at the end of your rope if you want. And it's very much done you in. This mental energy right here. And it's in reverse here. So sometimes there's a real resistance to realizing how difficult of a situation we're in, how difficult of a situation we were in, or just dealing with this. So it's and I'll find out a little bit more here. So it's about, feeling your emotions and safety, because we have to be in a really safe place to be able to feel like we can express our emotions. And so I'm wondering if when you were younger, because you have emotions that need to be felt, maybe you were not in a safe place. Maybe you were told you weren't allowed to show your emotions. And that was very, very stressful for you, because sometimes when we're younger and we try to express our emotions, we get called things like, and these are our mental belief systems, you're a crybaby, be a big boy, big girls don't cry. And these are all the things that you were told when you were younger about yourself, and that have to do with emotions and why you can't express your emotions. That's what's coming up from your shadow. So what's the origin here? The Magician card comes out, which is an interesting card for the shadow. The Magician card, this is what's the origin of this. Where did this come from? So the Magician card comes up for you, and the Magician card is very interesting. Number 1 of the major arcana. He is what's called the master manipulator. He can manifest anything in his life that he wants to. And he can do that for one reason and one reason only. Because he's very, very grounded into the earth. And he's also, reaching up to the sky here, in touch with the universe, God, creator, source. And so he has this incredible power that comes into him. And he grounds it. He's like a lightning rod, and it comes right through him, and he grounds it into his body. And he also, in the Rider-Waite deck, it talks about how he has everything at his disposal, the 4 elements. And but this tells us that he has everything in here, right from his heart. He manifests from his heart. And so this tells me here that this is definitely something that pierced your heart when you were younger. Definitely something that, because the Magician, like I said, he's able to go inwards and get it, and very much grounded, and, do anything that he wants to do. But when you are younger and you very much, your heart gets pierced by these belief systems that people told you, or, regarding your emotions, and you weren't allowed to feel. I mean, it really pierces your heart, and you have this grief that's sitting there. And the Hanged Man comes out, and he was in reverse, but the Hanged Man in normal position is somebody that's very much comfortable in their body, very much can see things in a different perspective, and hangs there, and he's got no emotions. He's just very comfortable in his body. And so I can see here that as a child, you were very, very uncomfortable in your body because you weren't allowed to express those emotions because your heart was pierced. And so I'm wondering if something happened to you when you were younger that was, you know, for a child would have been huge. Sometimes like the death of even like a pet or a death in the family of somebody, and you know, it pierced your heart, and it just left you in a place where you were you just weren't comfortable. You weren't allowed to express. You couldn't express your emotions to what happened. And the Hierophant comes here in reverse. And the Hierophant card is, you have this papal figure here teaching the disciples about, you know, certain things. And they're learning about what's right and wrong. The Hierophant is a card about obedience and institutions and where we learn how to be, you know, a good kid. Could be school, could be religion. You know, our parents teach us right and wrong. It's an institutional card usually. So you know, it's like somewhere along the lines you learned, somewhere growing up, you learned that emotions was just not something that you were allowed to take out. And yeah. And that left you in a very uncomfortable, well, it's an uncomfortable situation here that something happened to you and you needed to express emotions. You weren't allowed to. You were not in a safe place. And that's what came out with the, in the first place with the Six of Swords here. You just were not in a safe place to express your emotions. You didn't feel it. You didn't feel safe. And so how is this affecting your life? How is it showing up in your daily life today? Well, you have the Knight of Pentacles is the first one. Actually, I'm going to talk about, you have the two Knight of Pentacles here. So let's talk about the Knight of Pentacles. This one's in reverse and this one's not. So the Knight of Pentacles, my knights in my deck talk about, I call them my freedom fighters. They're an adolescent part of us. And we all have it. We all want freedom. We want freedom from control. We want to be our authentic selves, and that's exactly what a teenager is like. They don't want to be controlled. They want to be authentic, and they'll fight for that. And the Knight of Pentacles here is a knight that wants to be free in to be able to, it could have something to do with your health. It could have something to do with your self-worth, right? It almost sounds like it could be self-worth here. They just want to, and they want to be free to take their life and, you know, in the direction they want to take it. They want to be free. They don't want to be controlled. And in particular, like I said, because it's the Pentacles here, it really is a question of, the first one is in reverse, and that tells me that this particular knight has been, has been blocked. So this particular knight was told no because they wanted that freedom. This particular knight is still wanting that freedom. So the pentacle's about your body. The pentacle's about getting back in your body. The pentacle's about your health and your self-worth in your material world. And just being able to feel worthy. Just being able to ground yourself and to feel that you're someone, right? Because that's the freedom you want. You want the freedom to be able to feel that you're someone. Because what I'm getting from this is that because you emotionally were blocked when you were younger, because you weren't in a safe position to express how you felt when something happened to you, and you were taught that you weren't allowed to express it. And then now you're just like, you want this freedom to, feel, to be able to get back into your body and feel those emotions. And because the pentacle is about the body, like I said, you want, and the only way you can feel emotions is to get back into your body. And that's where our emotions live. Our emotions aren't up here. And that's why a lot of people live up here. But we have to get back into it. And so I think there's really, it's showing up in your life because you don't have that freedom to be able to feel. You don't feel safe. You do not feel safe. You want the freedom to be able to feel, but you don't feel safe. And that's coming from your childhood experience. And right after that comes the healing. And so how is this showing up in your life? And it's in reverse. Well, there's some healing that needs to take place. But it's very much blocked. There's a real resistance to getting back in your body. The only way you can feel this is to get back into your body. And you want that freedom to feel, But there's like the Hierophant's there, and it's saying you were taught you weren't allowed to. And so in the fourth position is, how can I heal this? Well, the Devil card comes up here. And the Devil card comes up when it wants to bring awareness to all those things that we're attached to. All those things that are keeping our heart tied up. I love this card as a devil because I'm really feeling like your heart is tied up. I'm really feeling like there was some deep, deep, deep grief that needed to be expressed when you were younger and you weren't allowed to. And so what happens a lot of times when we have this heart that's tied up like this, when we're not allowed to express our grief, if I go back to my Knights over here and how it's showing up in your daily life, if you tell an adolescent no, they're going to get angry. They're going to get really angry. And so I'm wondering if you have anger. I'm wondering if that's the one emotion that you do have, but it's ungrounded because it's in reverse here. So I'm wondering if, because hidden behind that anger can be our grief. Anger is what I call a secondary emotion. It blocks what really needs to come out. So when you see these people in an ungrounded way express their anger, they really want to express grief, but they've been taught when they were younger that they couldn't, that they weren't allowed to express their grief. And so I'm wondering here now if it's, maybe you need to heal from some anger. And there's some grief here behind it. And the Devil card, what's tying up your heart? Well, what do we use? What do we use to numb all this, right? Especially when you have these emotions that are wanting to come up, because those ones that you're not allowed to feel, and they're wanting to come up. And so what we do is we numb it. And this is about addictions. This is about these attachments we have on us, scrolling on our phone all the time, binging on Netflix, alcohol, weed, all these addictions we can think of, food, pornography, I can name them. There's so many out there. You can turn running into an addiction if you want. You can turn tarot into an addiction. I did in my own healing journey. Anything can be turned into an addiction. And so how can you heal this? Well, the first thing is you need to bring awareness to the fact that you are numbing with an addiction or some addictions. I'll never sit here and say you need to stop them, because I myself have addictions and still struggle with them. And I've had them throughout my whole healing journey. And I was never told you need to stop them. It was more, you need to bring an awareness to this. And this is what it's saying. It's like, bring an awareness to this. Bring an awareness to the addiction you have. The Seven of Pentacles comes right in it, right behind it. And the Seven of Pentacles is this story of this person who's hoed all these pentacles, right? And he looks at it and he says, is this it? Is this everything? Well, there's more. There's more to life. It's buried behind, under this addiction right here. And what else is buried under this addiction? The Nine of Pentacles. This is a very peaceful, still, it's a very peaceful, still card. You know, it's a pentacle, so it's, you know, it's getting in touch with you, with your body, feeling comfortable with you, getting still so you can go inwards and feel. Maybe feel some of that anger, feel some of that grief. But it's all buried underneath your addiction. And you, only you know, we all know. We all know we have addictions. We don't have to be told what they are. And so how is this going to change your life when you really start to, you know, learn how to ground, learn how to get back into your body, to start to heal. The Star card here, start to heal some of these emotions. Start to feel again. This is about starting to feel again. That's what this is about. The Ten of Cups. I didn't even look at this yet, but this Ten of Cups comes up, and the Ten of Cups is my card of, it's a beautiful card where you have all these cups lined up right here. You can see them here in the background. Beautiful card. It's number 10. It's the, you know, 1 to 10 are the pip cards in each suit. It's the last one of the suit. Emotions are the cups. Cups are emotions. The Ten of Cups comes in when it says, we humans are meant to feel that full range of emotions. The full range of them. They're supposed to flow in and they're supposed to flow out. You did get the Queen of Pentacles here. You did get the High Priestess. Oh, she's coming up right here. Like, what the two cards that you got side by side here are absolutely incredible. This is blowing my mind what this is giving me right now, and I'm not making this shit up. It just comes. The Ten of Cups is saying you have been given a full range of emotions. Every single human has. And we're not meant to get stuck on them. Like, we're not meant to get stuck on anger. We're not meant to have grief as a child. We're supposed to be allowed to express it. We're supposed to be allowed to express our anger, our grief at what happened to you here. And you were told, not allowed. It's not something that, you know, that was wrong. The Hierophant card is wrong or right. And it was wrong to express emotions. And you still, as an adult, feel that. Because you have to go back to the original source of, when were you told, when you were younger, that it was unsafe to express anger, to express grief. And a lot of times, a lot of us were told we were not allowed to express anger. The Ten of Cups in reverse is what you got. And so this says, well, how can I heal this? Well, it's in reverse because you're not allowing, you have not been allowed to have that full range of emotions flow in you and flow out of you. And once you start to learn how to feel again, and you do that by getting back in your body, you learn how to ground so you can get in touch with those emotions. You can't get in touch with them in your head, and I know I've said that already in this reading. You cannot get in touch with emotions in your head. You have to go back in your body. And this is why we numb ourselves. We don't want to go back in our body. So we, make our head feel good and we do things to distract ourselves so that we stay up here. But we need to go down into our body and feel that full range of Ten of Cups emotions. And the two cards here that come out here are absolutely mind-blowing because it's given us the High Priestess and the Empress card. Now I want to talk about these two. Now the High Priestess in reverse here, so I'm going to keep her in reverse so I remember. But the major arcana in the tarot has split the feminine aspect of herself. I told you we had a feminine, we have a masculine aspect of herself. The major arcana split the feminine into two. And because the feminine part of us that has been oppressed for so long has these beautiful qualities. And one of them is our intuition, our inner guidance. Everyone has it. We just don't access it. We use our ego instead. And the Empress card, and the Empress is very much the body. She loves the body. She represents embodiment. She lives, she experiences everything through the body, not the head, the body, because she feels all of her emotions. And you have the two biggest feminine major arcana cards sitting here behind your Ten of Cups. This reading screams feminine energy of getting back in your body, of feeling those emotions that you were not allowed to feel when you were younger. You were told, no, they're not safe. The last card that comes in, a beautiful card, because what's going to happen when you start to get back into your body, you learn how to ground and you start to feel some of these emotions that you've been numbing. The Two of Cups speaks of a beautiful healing relationship right here between two individuals. And these two individuals right here represent your masculine side and your feminine side. The two sides of you. So not just the masculine, but the feminine side of you that is not afraid to feel your emotions. This is number 2 of the Cups, another card of emotions. And so this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship that you're going to start to have with you. Finally. Because you're going to feel some of those emotions that you've been needing to feel since you were a child. What an amazing reading. Just like, it was like all these cards fell into place and it was just beautiful for you. Wow. Leo, I want to leave you with the video playlist on grounding. I have a few of them, like 2 or 3 of them, and it teaches you how to ground. There's actually one video where I'm in it, and I'm in all of them, but I'm actually in my backyard showing you how to ground your mind and then how to ground in your body. I think if you resonated with this reading, if emotions are really foreign to you and you're scared and you need to learn how to ground. Get back into your body. Make a big effort to... That would be the first one. I have a lot of other videos on my channel, my other channel, Carol Cares, and it talks about processing your emotions, journaling from your emotions. I think your new word should be emotions and wanting to feel. Just wanting to be able to get to that 10 of Cups, being able to experience all those emotions, not just, anger or whatever else you're repressing here. All right, and I'll also leave you with my May 2024 reading if you haven't had a chance. So have compassion for yourself for what you're working through, Leo. This is tough stuff to work through. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.